Life is for the living, and I am so happy to have been honored. Although I may be a cancer survivor and have gotten my diagnosis 5 years ago, I was a survivor. Soon as they told me I had been diagnosed, because I took my second breath in and off I went, and making life wonderful for me, and I'm still doing the same thing, living life according to me.
My name is Naomi Benson, and I am a 7-year breast cancer survivor, and I am so honored to be honored tonight. It's such a humbling experience, and so grateful to this organization and to our Thriving and Surviving organization to find me worthy to honor me for my work in breast cancer and for being a breast cancer survivor. I'm so grateful to always be able to give back, so grateful to God for sparing my life and for just allowing me to be here to share in this occasion with my Pink Sisters and to continue to give back in this fight against breast cancer. I intend to celebrate life and continue celebrating life each and every day. Thank you.
I am so blessed to be honored to be chosen as one of the honorees tonight. It is such a blessing. I feel so excited, and it's just words. I can't even explain the words how I feel to be honored. I'm doing this for my journey, my mom that passed away with breast cancer, in her memory, and I just want to thank everybody for the support that I have during this journey, because this is my journey and it's my start, and I do have the victory. Thank you.
How does it feel to be honored? It's wonderful. Not knowing that one day that I would have breast cancer and have to go through it 3 times, but just to be honored, just to sit here and be alive is wonderful. Thank you to Rhonda Williams for seeing something in me to nominate me, and thank you to the organization for seeing something in me to go ahead and let me be one of the honorees. Thank you to God for allowing me to see another day, to actually keep living day by day. Thank you to my family, which is my big supporters. And I just want to say thank you to the organization. You guys are doing some wonderful things. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity.
I want to first give honor to God for blessing me through 2 breast cancer journeys. I'm thankful to my husband for his support, Janice Hill, Debbie Bray, and numerous others. And it's a pleasure to be honored tonight as a breast cancer survivor. I'm excited, I'm nervous, and I'm just thankful to God to still be here. And I just pray that all who have gone through this struggle or will go through this struggle will keep their faith first and keep their faith and hope in God.
Good evening. My name is Leona James Jackson, and I am a 53-year breast cancer survivor. When I was chosen for this honor, I was absolutely floored. I was just shocked, but it's like a weight lifted off me. It's like coming out of the closet, admitting that you have breast cancer, not being ashamed of it, and this honor validates me and allows me to be a breast cancer survivor and proud of it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kalila Williams, and I was overwhelmed with joy when I was notified that I would be celebrating for my victory battle of breast cancer. I am grateful for being here today, and my motto is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I feel it's such an honor to be able to be an honoree so that I can share just a brief story about my journey. 31 years and still standing by the grace and the mercy of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This has afforded a platform that other people that may be going through or may have to go through again like I did, know that there's hope, and to be encouraged to get through this in order to survive.
Hi, my name is Shay Adams, and I just want to say that I feel very honored and blessed to be here tonight. I feel it a privilege to still be alive and doing well and thriving. And I would like to particularly thank my family thank God and thank all of my friends who have been with me throughout this journey. Thank you.
Wow, how does it feel to be honored? I tell you, I didn't have to live to see this day, so I'm incredibly thankful. I want to thank my big pink sister, Rhonda Williams, for feeling that it was worthy of me to be nominated. And I also wouldn't be here without the loving support and strong social support system of my family, to include my husband and my best friend. So it's a wonderful time, and I'm looking to have a good time with my other pink sisters who are here to celebrate with me as well.
Hello, my name is Dion Simmons, and I am thrilled to be here tonight. It is always an honor to be selected as an honoree and to be recognized. I'm just glad to be here. 1 in 8 women get breast cancer, so I'm that 1 in 8, and I'm just glad to be an overcomer and a survivor, and just thrilled to be here tonight.
Hi, I'm Ramona Golfin, and I am so honored tonight to be here. I was very overexcited and being selected as one of the honorees for tonight. It has definitely been a struggle for me at one point of being told I had breast cancer, yet overcoming breast cancer was one of the biggest obstacles ever in my life that I had to endure. I had family, I had friends, I had great support that was there for me and with me, and truly God was with me all along. I often wonder, why did God choose me? But the reason God chose me for this journey was because He knew I could make it and I could pass the test. And I did do that, and I thank God for that. So I salute all of the honorees tonight, and I am again grateful to be selected to be one of the honorees for tonight, and I continue to give God praise and glory for all things and everything, and I will continue to tell my story everywhere I go. Thank you.
I just wanted to, I'm kind of sort of speechless about being honored. I'm so appreciative that someone thinks that I'm worthy of being honored, which would be Deborah Curtis, who nominated me. But, you know, people, we all have our challenges. Everyone being honored tonight, particularly cancer diagnosis, but I know that everyone has a challenge. And I appreciate the opportunity to be recognized for having my own challenges and coming out on top that I feel to have conquered the journey in front of me, and to continue it and maybe support other people as they go through theirs. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael Turner, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. And tonight I'm being honored by the 100 Black women of DeKalb County, and I feel it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this program, and I thank them for honoring me tonight, and I'm looking forward to the following program. Thank you.
All right, starting off this evening, we have Shay Adams being escorted by her Uncle Wayne. Next, we have Naomi Benson being escorted by her son Brandon.
Can't describe the sweet in my soul.
Next, we have Deion Simmons, being escorted by Jay Williams. Next, we have Donetta Turner, being escorted by James Moore. Next, we have Michael Turner, being escorted by his lovely wife, Virginia. Khalifah K. Williams, being escorted by Osborne. Next, we have Latanya Wilson, being escorted by Otis. This evening, we have Monica Pearson, being escorted by her husband, John. Let's give another round of applause for the 2017 honorees.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Was that exciting or what? As I gaze into the audience tonight, you all look absolutely stunning. I am very honored to be standing here. My name is Gina Wright Lee. I am the chairperson for the 2017 Pink and Black Ball. I have the distinct honor tonight to introduce to you one of Atlanta's icons. But I'm gonna keep it 100. As I prepared for her introduction, when I started out initially, I started doing research, and I became tired. And I was like, there's no way one person is doing all this. By Wednesday, I was worried. By Thursday, I was stressed out of my mind, to the point where I do not eat junk food. I was eating candy, I was eating cookies, I was eating donuts. At work, they're like, what are you doing eating donuts? I said, you just don't understand. But as I explained to you tonight, you will fully understand. She is a native from Louisville, Kentucky. At an early age, she knew she wanted to pursue a career in communication. During high school, she worked at a local Black-owned radio station doing voice-over work and reading prayers on their station religious program. I even heard as a teenager, she sang country music on a local TV show called Halo, Hold Down. Figure that. Following high school, she obtained a bachelor's degree in English from the University of Louisville. And yes, in retirement, she went back to school. She graduated magna cum laude, and she graduated from the University of Georgia in journalism and mass communications. She began her professional career as a news reporter and clerk at the Louisville Times. Then she transitioned into news, and she did the weekend anchor news and reporting for WHAS 11. She came to Atlanta, Georgia, and joined WSB-TV Channel 2 in 1975. At first, she was the only African-American and female anchor. She held that position for 37 years. She entrenched herself in the community. People began to love her for who she was, and she developed a show called Close Up, which she featured interviews with nationally known celebrities and world leaders, doing in-depth interviews, really getting into who they were. During her career, she has won numerous awards, recognitions, which includes 30 local Southern Regional Awards, Emmys, should I say. And she retired from WSB-TV on July the 25th, 2012. But her commitment to the community continues. She has moved over to radio, and she has a weekly talk show, The Kiss on 104 FM. She has another segment called A Seat at the Table with the Georgia Public Broadcasting Network. And there is nothing for you to see her on TV. You turn your TV on and there she is. She has always been committed to serving the community. She is known to average over 150 speaking engagements a year. However, she holds dear to her heart the senior citizens of Atlanta and reading to the first graders at the Atlanta Public School. Oh, and did I tell you, she is also a breast cancer survivor. As you have probably figured out by now, this story to her page continues. But when I look at her, I ask the question, who is she? She is a role model. She is a teacher. She is a trailblazer. She is that phenomenal woman that we read about in Maya Angelou's poetry. She is that woman who is a virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. She is every woman. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you without further delay that you give a gracious, warm welcome to no other than the Mistress of Ceremony, Atlanta's First Lady of Journalism, one and only, Mrs. Monica Pearson.
Kind of makes me want to sing along. Every woman, it's all in me. Do it naturally. Oh, oh, oh. I thought we'd just have some fun, okay? Don't think I'm Shaka Khan. It's not going to work. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you tonight as we celebrate those who have overcome. And yes, I am a 20-year breast cancer survivor. But I also add on to that, I am a 2-year liver cancer survivor. And my attitude has always been what my mother said, let it be one of gratitude, because if God brought you to it, He's going to make sure you get through it and others are going to learn from it. So I am so happy to be here, and I was so glad that Gina and 100 Black Women of DeKalb County asked me to participate this evening. And you know, when I walked in the door, I saw so many friendly faces, but I have to point out one in particular. People are always asking me, now that I'm 70, why does your skin look so good? I can tell you why, and I'm gonna make her stand up. Lisa Porter from Unique Face Options has been my esthetician for 30 years. Lisa, stand up. So ladies, she's responsible for it, okay? it to the sister, because she's good. So you know you are welcome here this evening, but to give you your official welcome, you've got to meet the president of this auspicious organization. Who else but a wonderful group called the 100 Black Women of DeKalb County could put together a program like this, paying homage to women and men who have fought breast cancer and beat it. So welcome to the podium now, the president, Dolores Grizzle.
We're gonna cut off the best part. I'll leave that up to the singers. Let's give another big round of applause for Mrs. Monica Pearson. We just appreciate her so much for coming out her busy schedule to join in with us. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Good evening, and I welcome you to the 12th annual Pekin Black Ball, where we are so excited to honor 17 extraordinary women and this one beautiful young man. Now, for those of you who have come to our event over the years, you know we love to have a good time. We have a lot of fun. We love to dance. And we want you all to enjoy yourselves, relax, eat, mingle, but we will not lose the focus for why we're here. We are here to celebrate and honor breast cancer survivors. And it is about the funding. Tonight's funding, the portion of the proceeds we will be giving back to our special guest, Thriving and Surviving, the American Cancer Society, and our Legacy Girls program. So, without further ado, I'm not going to prolong us because we do need to eat. But again, I want to welcome you all. We have people who have traveled so far, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention the 9th president of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Mrs. Virginia Harris, is in the house. This is our national president. So you all can imagine being over 7,500 women. This is her job, this is her task for the next 4 years, so we appreciate her. And also we have, I'd like to acknowledge the president of Metropolitan Atlanta, Miss Minnie Miller, Miss Marion Woods, Mecca chapter, and Cheryl Cole, our national nominating chair. We thank you all at Atlanta chapter, we sitting back there. So we're going to just continue on with the program. But at this time, I'd like to recognize the members of this chapter. They've done an awesome job, and I'll start with the officers. I'll start with my right hand, and I can't do anything I do without her. Miss Deborah Curtis, first vice president of program. The young lady who behind this event this evening, our second vice president of fundraising, Miss Gina Harris. Miss Miriam Jackson, our third vice president of membership. Ms. Kiana Lawson, our secretary. First financial secretary, Pat Coffey. Our CFO and treasurer, Ms. Ira Turman. I'm trying to remember who all is here. This is not everybody. I'm going to Ms. Sharon Burnett. Who else is here? Sharon Burnett. Shayna Laster, our parliamentarian. Krista Richardson, Nicole Lee, Harja Johnson, I call Carl Krista Richardson, Cassandra Davis, Cassandra Prescott, Alicia Spivey Thrasher, Tony Coates, Lynn Gibson, Carolyn Hurst, we can't forget Carolyn Hurst. Did I omit any members who are here and I just don't see? Ladies, these are just some of the ladies of the 100 Black Women.
Let's give a round of applause to the women who are part of this organization who make this evening possible. We have one more special guest we'd like to acknowledge, Pastor Don Larkhart of the First Christ Church. Would he please stand and give us a wave? Thank you so much. Now, you know this is a special evening, so there has to be a proclamation designating it as such. And to read that to us, we call up Kiana Lawson, who is a member of our board of directors. Kiana.
Good evening. Whereas the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb chapter hosts its 12th annual Pink and Black Affair on November 4th, 2017. And whereas since 1981, the National Coalition of 100 Black Women has played an integral role in increasing breast cancer research funding and healthcare reform consistent with the goal of eradicating breast cancer in our loved ones. And whereas the Decatur-Dekalb chapter is committed to educating our community regarding the importance of early detection, healthy lifestyle choices, adequate health care, and treatment. And whereas the 12th annual Pink and Black Affair is an opportunity to recognize and commend 16 women and 1 male for their brave testimonies, offering hope and encouragement to others overcoming this disease. And whereas DeKalb County is proud to honor this special event and wishes the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb chapter continued success in creating awareness to fight the damaging effects of breast cancer and improving the quality of life in our community. Now, therefore, on the behalf of Michael Thurman, I do hereby proclaim November 4th, 2017 as National Coalition of 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb Chapter Day in DeKalb County. Proclaimed this 4th day of November 2017.
And now, we cannot have an evening without song. Many people who will tell you who've been through cancer that 2 things will lift their spirits, well, actually 3. The first is prayer. The second is looking at old movies or TV shows, something silly like Laurel and Hardy, or, just crazy stuff that makes you laugh and gets your mind off of what you're going through. And then there is the power of music, which is a very healing source. Music, it has a way of calming your nerves. Music, it has a way of getting you closer to God. Music, it is that common denominator that no matter what our color, our faith, our gender, music brings us all together. So at this moment, we're going to invite Miss Christy White up, and her musical tribute will be Legacy Mom.
to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. You always walked a step behind. Well, I was the one with all the glory, and you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name, a beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I have it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. I could be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Christy White and Mr. Ollie Patterson. Thank you so much. Didn't you enjoy that? We need to get through the program because you are ready to get your dance on. Aren't you loving the music from the DJ? He does have cards available if you'd like to employ him for your next big event. We're so excited that all of you are here tonight, but we have a very special resolution now presented from DeKalb County. Coming up to present it is Nicole Lee, Chair of the Legacy Program. Let's give Nicole a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so unfortunately, Deborah DeBerry, our DeKalb County Superior Court Clerk, couldn't make it this evening, but she definitely wants to send her best wishes to all the honorees and guests. And I'm just going to read this resolution that was produced from her office. Whereas the National Coalition of 100 Black Women was founded nationally in 1981, and the Decatur-Dekalb chapter was founded in 1989 with 100 chartering members. And whereas the mission of NCBW is to develop socially conscious female leaders who are committed to furthering equality and empowerment for women of color in society at large, improving the environment of our neighborhoods, rebuilding our communities, and enhancing the quality of public and private resources for the growth and development of disadvantaged youth. And whereas the Pink and Black Ball annual fundraiser benefits the prevention and treatment of cancer and honors cancer survivors who won their battles through great faith and strength, and their stories will inspire others currently undergoing a battle with cancer personally or via a loved one. And whereas the 12th annual Pink and Black Ball honors these cancer survivors and how they were encouraged. The honorees are Shay Adams, Naomi Benson, Julie Frizzell, Ramona Golphin, Sabrina Holmes, Leona James Jackson, Demetrica Jeffress, Charlotte Jones, Doris Jones, Margaret Jones, Opal Miller, Monica Pearson, Keisha Pooler, Deion Simmons, Danetta Turner, Michael Turner, Kalila Williams, and Latanya Wilson. And whereas the Office of DeKalb County Clerk of Superior Court will continue to show their support for every individual and every family having struggled with cancer, and be it so resolved that Deborah DeBerry, DeKalb County Clerk of Superior Court, on this 4th day of November 2017, encourages all citizens to join with her in saluting NCBW for their dedication to celebrating survivors at the annual Pink and Black Ball. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Now, this evening would not have been possible without some wonderful sponsors. So we'd like for you to pay attention to who they are. So the next time you do business with them, you can say, thank you for supporting our organization. The gold sponsors, Omega World Center and Friendship Foundation Incorporated. Our silver sponsors, Hilton Worldwide, Distinct Tax and Notary, and Southside Medical Center, PainCon, Consultants at Piedmont LLC. Bronze sponsors, GenCare Senior Medical Center. In-kind sponsors, Women of Vogue Jewelry, Regina Bailey and Willina Brickler. Flame to Success, Rhonda Frost, and Mary Kay Margie Arnold. Let's give all of our sponsors a round of applause. We do not take them for granted because without them, this evening truly would not be possible. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our honorees who are thriving survivors. I'm going to present them, and I tell you, their stories are amazing. First up, Shay Adams. Shay was diagnosed with breast cancer in her late 20s. She had 6 rounds of chemotherapy and a bilateral mastectomy. Afterwards, she decided to share the word about health awareness by participating in Fit is the New It. She also participates in fundraisers, 50 Shades of Pink. She's social and uses social media to spread the word about the importance of early detection of breast cancer through self-exams and mammograms. Shay says having breast cancer made her a better family member, co-worker, and a friend. Shay Adams, Mississippi born, but a Georgia peach now. Shay.
I just want to thank God and my family for me being here. My uncle is here. That's really the only person from my family that's here. My other family is in Mississippi. We have a lot going on right now, but God is good. My uncle said, Elaine, I'll escort Shay. So I just want to say I'm so happy to be here. I feel blessed. Thanks to everyone, my doctors, Rhonda, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Shay. Next up, Naomi Benson. Naomi was shocked when she received a breast cancer diagnosis in January of 2010. There was no history of breast cancer in her family, but a strong faith was part of her family, so when she heard the news, she said she received a spiritual message from Scripture. Quote, "It is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby." After treatment, she volunteered with Thriving to Surviving, where she sits with sick members, helps their family, and provides financial support when needed. The fabulous Naomi Benson.
I just want to thank God for being here. Gave me another scripture on the way, John 10:10, he says, "For the thief cometh not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but I come that you have life and have it more abundantly." And that thief was cancer, but that abundant life is that life that I am still living now. I live it daily, every day. And I thank God for that abundant life. I thank God for this organization for honoring me today. I thank God for thriving and surviving Rhonda Williams and all of my pink sisters. And I thank God for my village, just a small subdivision in my village that's here tonight. Table 18, will you please stand? I thank God for them, for all that they've done, for all that they've been. God is so gracious to me, and I thank God. Thank you all. Thank you.
Julie Black Fazell is a fighter. First, she dealt with a pregnancy-related health issue that left her unable to hold her baby for a month, lost the ability to walk and feed herself while in the hospital, but she overcame. And then after years, breast cancer reared its ugly head and Julie slapped it down. She took to the speaking circuit at cancer-related events all over the state of Georgia, including Savannah. She shares information about an aesthetically pleasing temporary tattoo for those who have had a mastectomy. And she always comes with that gorgeous smile and information. Julie Black Fazell.
First, wanted to say thank you for the nomination, Rhonda Williams. And also, I wanted to say it's been many times that I've met this lovely young lady back here on several different occasions, and you can never not think about those people that you've met along the way. A lot of times the people that are closest to you aren't going to always be the people that are going to be the people that help you down your journey. So never, always open yourself up to new people and the energy that they bring you. Also wanted to say thank you for my father. He's here. He's also a 5-year cancer survivor in the back. So we ran this journey together. His diagnosis was 2 weeks after mine. And my husband is also in the back and has run several journeys with me as well. So I just wanted to say that although you may get a diagnosis, it doesn't mean that's the end for you, it's the beginning. And that's where I found my new start on how to live my life. So I am living my life according to me. So that's what you need to do as well.
I want you all to notice Julie's shoes, particularly with too high. Thank you, Julie. Ramona Galvin remembers 2 very important events on April 15th. One brings her joy and the other brought her fear. And no, we are not talking about the IRS. On April 15th, 2017, Ramona celebrated her 7th wedding anniversary. But on that same day, she learned she had breast cancer. After mastectomy and chemotherapy, she wanted to get the support she needed, but she really wanted to give up. But her friend said, "We not having it," and so did family, and she fought her way back. One of her biggest supporters was her then 14-year-old daughter, Jamari, who decided to be homeschooled to care for her mom, to run the house, and she even cut off her hair to show support for her mom. Is Jamari here tonight? Yes. Jamari, stand up, baby. Aww. In September of 2015, Ramona was declared cancer-free, and she is free of fear and full of love for God and those around her. Ramona Galvin.
I give honor to God tonight, and I want to thank my family for being here, especially to my brother Eddie. When I called him at the last moment about 3 weeks ago, he flew in from Oklahoma just to escort me tonight. I give it up to you, and I thank you for that. I want to thank my friend Patricia for being here, who's a very dear friend for over 20 years. My sister Lisa, who is also a breast cancer survivor. I thank God for her, and I especially want to thank God for my daughter. She asked me not to cry. I'll do my best. But I want to tell you something. When you have children and you raise them right, they will take care of you. My mom, who died a couple years ago and went on to glory, she never knew I had breast cancer. I had tubes all on the side. My hair had started to come out. She would laugh at me and say, "Girl, you look like a man." And it would hurt me so much inside, but I had to laugh because Mama didn't know. And I didn't want to tell her because I was her backbone. But after Mama went on to glory, before that, Jamari wanted to do homeschool. She was 14 years old. She took care of me under oxycodone and Percocet and everything else drug that the doctors gave me. And she made sure that we ate breakfast. She cooked. She took care of my mom. She gave her baths when she couldn't use the bathroom right. She did so much. And I thank God for her for that. And she's a beautiful daughter, and I thank God for her each and every day. And if you have children, do the best you can in raising them right, because y'all, you just don't know when those kids, you're gonna have to turn to them at an early age to help you. So I thank God for her, and I just thank God and give him all the praise and glory. And I remember Philippians 3:13 when it tells me to not look, and I'm gonna put it in my own words, but it's forgetting what's behind me and looking forward to what's ahead for me. Breast cancer thought it beat me, but I beat the devil out of it. Amen.
I'm going to take a point of personal privilege right here. Jamari, come on up here. I want a picture of you with your mom and with the two wonderful women who have presented this award to your mom. You deserve this too, sweetie. Come on up here. For all those people who say our teens aren't worth a dime, that's not true. Beautiful picture. And both of y'all got your hair back. Our next honoree is a personal friend of mine. Our husbands work together in the DeKalb County Police Department. Sabrina Holmes, my buddy. Some would say she is the last person you would expect to have breast cancer, since she was a licensed fitness instructor and a health coach. But breast cancer doesn't discriminate, and she had 2 breast cancer diagnoses within a year. Her diagnosis changed her career, and she became part of the radiology department at Rockdale Medical Center. But she's doing even more, because she has how her fight with the disease affected her teen daughter. She is creating a support group for tween and teens of cancer survivors. Now, my nickname for her husband, Dale, actually came from their daughter. He's Chief Sweetie, and Dale Holmes has been that to his wife, Chief Sweetie. Both are encouraged by her favorite Bible verse, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Sabrina Holmes.
I want to give honor to God for blessing me to still be here. I want to say thank you to my husband, Dale. I don't like talking in front of people, so I'm not going to be up here long, but I would like to encourage you all tonight. My beautiful pink sisters and pink brother, it has been a pleasure being here with you all tonight. I've heard some war stories, but we survived. I thank Nicole Lee for nominating me. I'm really enjoying this evening, and I just want to leave this with you all. While I was going through my chemo, each time I had my treatment, it was all a part of God's plan, because I would always get a shirt to wear, and it was always a powerful shirt. But the most powerful one I received, my sister gave me, and it said, "The devil said, you can't withstand the storm." Today I told the devil, I am the storm, and I am the storm. I'm a survivor. Cancer thought it had me, but I had cancer and I'm still here. Thank you.
Leona Jackson was diagnosed with breast cancer in the 1960s when she was pregnant in New York. She survived and had 6 children, then graduated with a licensed practical nurse certificate. Then she got an associate degree in nursing. She was a trailblazer and part of a team that developed and managed the first family health center of Wyckoff Heights Hospital in Brooklyn. But she left because her husband became ill. She then launched an accounting business and became a certified child care provider. Since moving to Georgia, Leona has become a real estate agent and also gives of her time delivering meals to senior citizens in Lithonia or volunteering at the DeKalb Medical Center at Hill and Dale. Just like New York is the city that never sleeps, it appears Leona Jackson is the same. Leona Jackson.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, it's been 53 years, and I'm here to tell you, it could be you. Don't ever give up. I have a son, he's 51 years old. They told me after I had cancer diagnosis not to have any more children. I was young and dumb and whatever. I didn't listen at him. And I am so proud of him. He's 51 years old today. Hi, Mark. But I have 6 wonderful children, and believe me, I wouldn't have gotten through this without them. They needed me, and I needed to be needed. I was only 27 years old, and I had 5 kids. I was young. But today I am so proud of them. I love my children and my family. I have family here from New York. I have family here from California. My grandsons, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, sister, brother from New York. I love them all dearly. I love them very, very much. And without God's grace, I wouldn't be here. And I thank Him. Thank you.
Up next, Demetrica Jeffries. She was a first sergeant, a senior non-commissioned officer in the U.S. Air Force before being diagnosed with breast cancer. She is an Energizer bunny. Her husband calls her a fitness fanatic, and his name for her, Fanny Fitness. Now, that did not stop with the diagnosis of breast cancer. She has created Together in Pink Breast Cancer Support Group. She's involved with supporting our Sisters International, Thriving and Surviving Support Group, the Avon 39 Walk, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, and she regularly speaks at women's health symposiums about cancer awareness. She is so good at it that she's been featured in tons of videos and interviewed numerous times. The Energizer Bunny herself, Demetrica Jeffries.
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I said that scripture hours before my surgery of a bilateral mastectomy. And as one of the other sisters said before, you never know who's going to show up. People you think will show up won't show up. And I have my brother, Chris Pierre Harris, over here. He was a long-lost brother. I hadn't heard from him in 7 years. And it was breast cancer that brought him back to the family. And he's here with me today. Drove from Columbia, South Carolina to escort me and be here. He won't miss another minute of his life with his family. So I thank God for having my family here. Thank you.
Okay, now literally, the Jones girls. I call them bosom buddies and breast friends. Charlotte Jones is used to taking lemons and turning them into lemonade. Her attitude is amazing. After losing her job in 2012, after 20 years in retail management, she enrolled in college. earning the degree she always wanted. But just as she began her year, breast cancer struck, but her sisters and thriving and surviving were there to get her through it, and now she is in remission. She is helping others, reminding women about breast self-exams and annual mammograms. The person who nominated Charlotte for this recognition wrote, "Charlotte represents accomplishments, fearlessness, and dedication to this fight that all women have been affected by, indirectly or directly." Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Jones.
I would like to thank God for his faithfulness. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. I stand before you tonight, healed and whole, because of his grace and his mercy. I would like to thank Rhonda Williams and my Pink Sisters of Thriving and Surviving for your support. I never thought I would take such a journey, but with the help of my family and friends, I did not travel alone. I would like to thank Daddy Jones, Mama Jane, for the sacrifices you all made when you left your home and moved to Atlanta to take care of me and my household. My daughter, Gabrielle, thank you for being there for me. I know it wasn't easy watching me go through the process. And to my husband, Franklin, 27 years ago, you vowed to take care of me in sickness and in health. Thank you for keeping your promise to me. Thank you for standing with me, praying with me, and loving me. You are my #1 supporter. Thank you.
Franklin, stand up. Come on, Franklin. We want to give you your props. He looks a little bit like one of the Winans, doesn't he? Does he sing like the Winans? The next Jones, Doris Jones. Doris is an oncology nurse. So cancer was not new to Doris. It's something she has dealt with as a nurse since 1997. It is what she has done for her family. Her father was diagnosed with cancer in 2000, but while caring for him, she learned her father, one of 7 children, was not the only one to suffer with cancer. 4 of his siblings had been diagnosed with cancer. 3 of them died from cancer, and a 5th died before a biopsy could be performed. On her maternal side, she learned an aunt died from cancer, and a great aunt had 2 separate cancer diagnoses, but she lived until age 94. Plus, 2 of her cousins had cancer, and 1 died. So being diagnosed with cancer in 2007 was not a complete surprise to Doris. She knew her chances were high, but her spirits were low. She says, quote, "It is difficult to explain how cancer has changed me. I deal with cancer daily, whether at work or at home. I cope by understanding that I have a purpose. And part of that includes hugs. Doris Jones gives them to everyone." Doris Jones.
Wow, I think she had the wrong Jones up here. She was had to take notes too. I wanted to thank Deborah for nominating me, for feeling that I was worthy of being honored up here with all these other wonderful people. And of course the committee, y'all seem to have agreed with her, so I appreciate that. Checks in the mail. But I am honored to be here. And I want everybody to know, whether you're one of the honorees or your guest, we all have our challenges. We have journeys to face. Tonight it happens to be breast cancer. But 10 years ago, it sent me down a path that I was not really, even though you think it's really possible, you sort of still never think it's going to happen, of course. But I'm here. I'm thankful every day. I'm excited for whatever next adventures bring because I think we all have them and we should look for them, more opportunities for that. My brother is here tonight. I heard several people, their brothers are here. You know, we can't, I had to write it down. Ramona, Jamari. Jamari, you're lucky. My brother shaved his head in support of me. He's still waiting for it to grow back. It's 10 years. But we're big sports fans, so in honor for my brother, the biggest sports fan that I know. I had one little quote here from Jim Kelly. He is a Hall of Fame football quarterback. Anybody know Jim Kelly? He is also a two-time cancer survivor. And so these are words that I like. You know, some people say words better than you could say yourself. So just words that I try to remember. And it's make a difference today for someone that's fighting for their tomorrow. So things we could all kind of think about when we go home. Thank you.
And it's her older brother. He's taking care of his sister. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. The last of the Jones girls is Margaret Jones. Hey, Margaret. Margaret says her faith in God helped her to get through her diagnosis and her treatment for breast cancer. This wife, working mom of 2 daughters, has used her diagnosis to birth a ministry. It's called the Circle of Hope. They meet monthly. She has hosted breast cancer seminars at her church, Valley Kingdom Ministries International. Ladies and gentlemen, the last Jones girl, Margaret Jones.
To God be the glory for the things that he has done. I thank him for the 29 years that I have been cancer-free. I want to thank the committee for honoring me and my Pink Sisters on tonight. I especially want to thank Rhonda Williams for thriving and surviving and what she does for her Pink Sisters. She is such a blessing in my life. I'd like to acknowledge my daughters who flew in from Chicago, Paula and Pamela. Would you stand up, please, daughters? My prayer when I was diagnosed, because Pam was 6, was, Lord, let me see her grow up. I'm blessed to now have grandchildren. I have friends, another friend, a dear friend, Apostle Francis Cleveland. Would you stand, who flew in from Chicago to share with me on tonight? I have my cousins who live here, I've been here for 11 years, who have so lovingly been here for me. Denise, Aunt Teresa. I have one of my neighbors, Miss Frankie, who's back there. My son-in-law, who escorted me in. And Pete, a dear, dear friend of the families. I thank each one of them. Again, I just want to reiterate or to even encourage to say, there is life after breast cancer. Be encouraged.
Next up is Opal Miller. This is a woman of great strength and valor. She is a very active member of Thriving and Surviving, the breast cancer support group. She was diagnosed in 2015 after a routine exam. She was told there was an unusual lump in her breast. She underwent a grueling regimen of radiation treatments twice a day for 5 days a week. She completed her chemotherapy in 2016 and just celebrated her 1-year anniversary of being cancer-free. Opal says it's her duty to enlighten people about the risk of breast cancer and how to persevere in the fight. She considers her journey a ministry and is passionate about educating women about the disease. She participates in her community as a breast cancer spokesperson and survivor. Ladies and gentlemen, Opal Miller.
God, I thank you. God, I thank you for life. Life is beautiful. I want to thank all of my family that's here tonight, my friends, everyone in the back, my brother who's in the middle taking pictures. And I just want to thank Rhonda and Thriving and Surviving. I love my Pink Sisters. I love my Pink Sisters. tell you. And I always, thank you. And there's always a song in my heart. I'm not going to sing, but I just want to leave this with you. It is because he lives that I can face tomorrow. It is because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, and I'm sure you know, who holds our future. So guess what? Life is worth the living just because he lives. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Opal. Our next awardee is Keisha Pooler. She was no stranger to breast cancer. Both her mother and her sister fought the disease. Keisha just had surgery, so she could not be with us tonight. But I do want to read just a little something that she thought was important to include. After she received her call confirming that she had breast cancer, she said she was broken to breathless, but her husband was already there to breathe new life into her. And he literally put down his cool, and she said, picked up her crazy. She went on to say that even after having chemotherapy, fatigue, hot flashes, and a bald head, she realized she was not being buried, but instead positioned to be planted by God. She went on to say he is still gardening her life and that there is more growing to be done. And that on each day that she wakes up, she's overwhelmed by the blessing of being cancer-free. And she reflects on her daughter, Cheney, who said, "Mama, we got this." We add today, God's got this for Keisha Pooler. Let's give her a round of applause in her absence. Our next awardee, Dion Simmons. Now, Dion is one of those people who's always helping others, so she was trying to connect a couple of ladies that had gone through breast cancer with each other so they could be a support system to each other. Not knowing she was being prepared for her journey by listening in on the conversations that the ladies had that day at her desk. Within 3 months of that conversation, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Having been educated about breast cancer helped her to receive the news. Dion is not sure of the reaction she would have had without the story of the two ladies she brought together. Since going through her journey, she has started a nonprofit charity, Pink Peaches Incorporate, to promote early detection through self-examinations and mammograms. The organization has financially assisted those going through breast cancer as well as honoring survivors during annual banquets. The banquet is also an opportunity to educate those within the community of the impact of breast cancer and promote early detection. Dion also teamed up with Northside Hospital's Network of Hope, a group of volunteers that visits breast cancer patients after surgery to share encouragement. And by the way, Dion was previously honored in 2015 by the Atlanta Falcons Dazzle and Dine event. Dion Simmons.
It's an honor to be here tonight. I thank you guys for accepting me. I appreciate it. You just never know when it's going to be you. I prepared with AFLAC, with cancer policy, figuring, maybe my son or, somebody else would get it, but it was me. So you just never looking out, they say 1 in 8. 1 in 8. So that means one person at each table could possibly be a candidate for this disease. It's not a death sentence. I encourage everybody in here, do those self-checks and get your mammograms. And that's about it. God bless you.
Next up, 3-time survivor, Donetta Turner. At age 24, she discovered a lump in her right breast. Course of treatment was a modified lumpectomy and included 8 weeks of therapy. Then at age 32, she noticed something was a little wrong, a dimpling. And believe it or not, it was not initially detected by a mammogram, but the results were positive for cancer. Dr. doctors told her that after she received treatment for the second cancer, that she was sterile. Man proposes, God disposes. Donetta was blessed to give birth to 2 healthy babies, Quincy and Lauren, 16 months apart. Then Donetta experienced a job laid off, which temporarily left her without health benefits. Only God can do this. After only 1 week, she landed a job with Kaiser Permanente that included benefits. All the while, she knew it was time for a mammogram. And as soon as her benefits became effective, she scheduled one, and there it was, cancer for a 3rd time. This treatment consisted of a total mastectomy and reconstruction surgery, followed by another round of chemotherapy. The chemotherapy left some residual problems, mostly circulation and joint pain, which she still has every day, but you never know it to look at her. Donetta was later informed that she was a BRCA1 positive. Donetta contributes most of her time to family and church. She's now caring for her own mother. She loves sharing her testimony and keeps songs in her heart. She encourages every woman to know her body, do breast exams, and get mammograms. 3 times she had cancer, but she didn't strike out. Donetta Turner.
Well, a public speaker I am not. I've gotten up here and got a little hot, so this is going to be short. I am the face of breast cancer. To each and every one that I'm ever able to share my story to or with, I want to be a beacon of hope and encouragement to you all. But it's only by the grace of God and mercy, and His mercy, that I'm able to stand before you today. 3 times. The devil's a liar. 31 years later, I am still standing. To God be the glory.
Every woman who has experienced breast cancer or is over the age of 50 knows what Donetta's going through now. It's a private summer, also known as hot flashes. Thank God she's here to have them. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. Now, when we think of breast cancer, we always think of women. But men also get breast cancer. And so, forgive me for a moment while I take a turn on a phrase, and that phrase is, this gentleman is the rose among the thorns tonight. We are so happy to have with us Michael Turner, who is proof that men can have breast cancer. Now, I should have Michael's wife stand up, but I will before it's over with. He's a retiree of the state of Georgia, the deacon at the First Christ Cares Baptist Church in Ellenwood, active community member in South DeKalb, and married to wife Virginia for 31 years. Virginia, stand up. Come on, Virginia. In late 2013, their son Marcus, who was 24 years old, was struck with acute leukemia without notice. Within 6 months, he passed away, dealing a devastating blow to the family. They did have their other son, Brandon, but they lost Marcus. In early 2016, less than 2 years after Marcus's death, Mike noticed a pimple-like growth just below his nipple. Now, this is where you men who don't listen to your wives, you need to pay attention. His wife was familiar with the symptoms of breast cancer and advised Mike, who's a good husband, to immediately get to the doctor. He didn't fight with her. The result was cancer, a diagnosis that rocked the family, still struggling in grief over the death of Marcus. At the time, Mike said his faith in God was truly tested. The doctor advised him to remove the cancerous breast, and throughout the grace of God, early detection, and the use of the drug tamoxifen, Mike is now stable, in good health, and cancer-free. Today, Michael confesses to all men that breast cancer does not discriminate. He encourages both men and women to conduct a breast self-exam, stay prayed up, and maintain faith in the Lord. And I'm adding, listen to your wife, Michael Turner.
Thank you. I was shocked when I learned that I had breast cancer because I didn't know that men could get breast cancer. I'm 56 years old, and I'd never heard of a man having breast cancer before in his life. And until I found this pimple, me and my wife found this pimple on my left nipple. And when I went to the doctor, I was told what it was, and I was stunned. I was really stunned. But through the grace of God, my family, my friends, my church members, I got through it. And I'm here to say I want to thank each and every one of you. I do homage to these ladies that suffer, because I didn't suffer as much as you ladies have, but it was a trying time for me. And I just want to thank the committee for nominating me and honoring me tonight. And I want to say this, my brother is here tonight, and he has cancer himself, and I see how he has suffered. He has kidney cancer, and but you know, I looked up to him because he's like my father. He's always been there for me. He was very supportive when we lost our son and stuff and whatnot. And I just want to say, Brother Charles, I thank you. Can you stand up? Thank you for being there for me. And I love you, man. Thank you.
And I have to say, Michael is looking awfully sharp tonight. Yes, he is. Up next, Kalila K. Williams. She's a missionary of the AME Church, actively involved in promoting the awareness of breast cancer. But before she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she actually had a stroke. And she told God, quote, "If you get me up from here, I will serve you for the rest of my life." By the grace of God, Kay was given another chance at life and has led a life of service. In the mid-2000s, her sister was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It was sudden, as hers had gone undetected. And shortly thereafter, she passed away. It was one of the saddest, most tragic times in Kay's life. Kay then began to champion the cause through donations, volunteering, breast cancer walks, and through initiating and chairing the Worship Through Pink Sunday program at her church. The program is held every October, and it celebrates survivors as they share their testimonies with others and collects offerings to donate to Susan B. Komen in the Atlanta chapter. The service grows larger and larger every year. Little did Kay know that she would be diagnosed with breast cancer 6 years ago. The weight of the news knocked the wind out of her, and all she could do was cry. And then she got up and fought. She is now cancer-free. Ladies and gentlemen, Kalila K. Williams.
I am so humbled tonight. I would like to thank my family, my friends, and my church members. All my family, please stand, please. Thank you. I said I wasn't going to do this. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil. My rod and my staff that comforts me. He prepares this table before me in the presence of my enemies. which is cancer. I was so humbled when Cassandra told me that I was nominated. I am so delighted to be here. I met people that I have never seen or heard from, and shared stories with other breast cancer survivors. As Monica said, I had a stroke in 2000. I lost the use of my whole left side. I couldn't walk, I couldn't use my left hand, I couldn't speak, couldn't see out of the left eye. But God decided to restore me. And today, I'm here. I used to tease my church members back because they know I love to wear high heel shoes. And I couldn't wear them heels anymore because I couldn't walk in heels. But God be the glory. I'm so thankful to be here with prayers and prayers and prayers got me here. And I want to thank God for allowing me to see this day. My favorite scripture during the time when I was going through the struggle was, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. And then after I said that, I told the counselor, talk to the hand.
I like that, talk to the hand. And last but not least, LaTanya Wilson. This woman was in the military for 12 years. She was in the Army. She started her career after she left the Army as a government contractor, working overseas in Afghanistan. In December 2007, LaTanya was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was just 32 years of age. She returned home to South Carolina where she was treated with 8 sessions of chemotherapy and 36 sessions of radiation. Not one to be held down. After her treatments, she returned to Afghanistan, and then she moved to Kuwait in 2012. There, in 2013, her breast cancer returned. She was 37. She had a double mastectomy and refused reconstructive surgery. In December of 2015, she took a position in Iraq, and in April 2016, she came home on vacation and again was diagnosed with breast cancer a 3rd time. And this time it had metastasized to the lining of her lung. Tanya said, I ain't having this. So she decided to volunteer even more. She's worked with several organizations promoting breast cancer and cancer awareness. She has traveled nationwide educating women about breast cancer prevention and serves as a liaison in the medical community and African American communities. LaTanya volunteers a lot with the American Cancer Society, Volunteer Reach for Recovery. She works with the Metastatic Breast Cancer Project. She's the CEO and founder of the Cherished Hearts Breast Cancer Foundation. It raises funding for breast cancer research. She is also active in the Order of Eastern Stars, previously serving as district deputy, as well as a worthy matron and Heroines of Templars Crusade. She is a heroine. She is a woman who says, nothing's going to stop me. Breast cancer, not even you. Ladies and gentlemen, LaTanya Wilson.
Now, y'all just heard her say that it metastasized her lung, meaning stage 4. According to society, I'm not curable, but according to God, by his stripes, I'm healed. I would like to thank my mom and my godmother for being here with me tonight. We came from South Carolina. I would like to thank Rhonda for nominating me for being one of the honorees. But let me tell you real quick how the devil will mess with you. How the devil will use people to get to you. I put a lot of things on social media because I am an advocate. So when I placed that, I was one of the honorees for this event, someone came on the status and said, well, how will you feel being around survivors, but you're stage 4? I said, first of all, the only thing I'm gonna be jealous of is that they can wear heels and I can't because I just had surgery. Other than that, as long as God continue to put breath in my lungs and wake me up every day, I'm still surviving. It's been over almost 2 years that I've been stage 4. Stage 4 is not the end of the world. Be careful how you ask God to use you, because you're going to go through some things You're going to go through some things in order for him to use you, in order for you to do the things that he wants you to do. We all do things because we want to do it, but that's not what God had for us. I was concentrating so much on my career and so much on my money and so much on just self. But when God gave me, well, he allowed me to go through breast cancer the first time, he was already telling me, hey, I got something for you to do, but I didn't listen. When you don't listen to God, he got a way of bringing you down for you to do his work. So I just want to say, I wouldn't change this for nothing in the world. I wouldn't, just because I'm stage 4 something in the world, and I think I still look good. So. So the devil will use people, but don't let that get you down. Don't let it get you down. Embrace it, roll on, and trust him.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and give all of our honorees a round of applause? They are fabulous. And when you leave here tonight, I want you to tell the stories of these miraculous, wonderful women and men. They are a testimony, and their testimony needs to be shared. So I'm hoping tonight, while all of you are taking pictures, you are posting them on your social media. You can tell them about your latest meal, the cat, and everything else. Tell them about this event tonight and how uplifting it was. And now Shayna Laster will come up with a special presentation, and she will be followed by a musical tribute to all the honorees, again, from the wonderful Christy White. Shayna.
Good evening, everyone. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing a special honoree tonight, our own Mistress of Ceremonies, Mrs. Monica Pearson. When I think of Monica Pearson, I think of someone who helps to define what Metro Atlanta is. For those of us who live here, Mrs. Pearson's presence and personality has given us a sense of comfort throughout the years. Her smile, her voice, we know that when we see her, she understands and represents us. I am so pleased to add to her collection of awards tonight, as we also honor her as a trailblazer, a breast cancer survivor, and an inspiration to us all. Please join me as the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb chapter honors Mrs. Monica Pearson.
To all of you is thank you. My reward was being here with you tonight and hearing these stories of inspiration. As a 2-time cancer survivor, I just see it as a bump in the road. My mother used to say to me all the time, last year she died at the age of 93 with bladder cancer. And I'm an only child, and I will never forget the day that I had to tell my mother that I had breast cancer, which was 20 years ago. And then 2 years ago to have to tell her that I had liver cancer and they removed 60% of my liver. Luckily, it's the only organ that regenerates. But my mother looked at me, her only child, and said, baby, none of us came to stay. My mother said that to me. And then she said, that faith you're always talking about, this is the time you really hold on to it. And just remember, you praise him in the good times, you need to praise him in the bad times. And that was her simple lesson, because she felt that whatever we were presented with for a reason, and it was to help others. So thank you so much for this recognition tonight. I feel so honored to be included in this wonderful group of women and one man who really are living. And that's what's important. They are living. And cancer for all of us is literally just a bump in the road. And now, Miss Christie's gonna come back and sing. She has a fabulous voice.
that's just like me, too afraid to dream out loud. And though it's said to your idea, it won't make sense to everybody. You need courage now if you're gonna persevere. To fulfill divine purpose, you've gotta answer when you're called. So don't be afraid to face the world against all odds. Keep the dream alive, don't let it die. If something deep inside keeps inspiring you to try, don't stop and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Don't give up. Every victory comes in time. Work today to change tomorrow. It gets easier. Who's to say that you can't fly? Every step you take, you get closer to your destination. It gets easier. Don't you know you're almost there? To fulfill divine purpose, you've gotta answer when you're called. So don't be afraid to face the world against all odds. Keep the dream alive, don't let it die. 'Cause something deep inside keeps inspiring you to try. Don't stop and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Sometimes life can place a stumbling block in your way, but you've gotta keep the faith. Bring what's deep inside your heart to the light and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Who holds the pieces to complete the puzzle? The answer that can solve a mystery. The key that can unlock your understanding. It's all inside of you. You have everything you need. So keep the dream alive, don't let it die. If something deep inside keeps inspiring you to try, don't stop and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Sometimes life can place a stumbling block in your way, but you've gotta keep the faith. Bring what's deep inside your heart to the light, and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. No, don't give up. No, 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 no. Don't give up. Don't give
You all can do better than that. Don't give up. Don't give up. I got to tell y'all a funny story real quick. when I was going through my liver cancer, my husband is the senior elder at Gospel Tabernacle. So I kept waiting for John to do what the Bible says. You call the elders and they're supposed to anoint you, right? He kept saying, you're gonna be fine. I said, look, I'm not going into surgery until you do what you're supposed to do. And he did. The good news was, after I came out of surgery, and a couple of weeks later, they got the pathology report. And remember that that liver cancer I had? All the cancer cells were dead. Okay? So I love my husband because he's my husband, but I love him more because he's an elder. So I had to share that with you. And if any of you all don't know John, he's right here in the pink tie. He's a cutie. John, stand up. He's not going to do it. As my blessing. So we have enjoyed this so much, but let's get back to those wonderful sponsors of ours. I want to call someone up who's going to present a presentation to each of them. But again, you need to go by and see these people and thank them for investing in this group. We need to let them know we appreciate them putting their time and their money into this banquet this evening. So please, this is not just a matter of saying, okay, isn't it nice of them to sponsor? You saw and you heard the stories. You saw the women honored, and the money raised will help more women and men. So please let these sponsors know you appreciate what they've done and how much you look forward to them working with us again next year. So to officially thank them, coming up right now is Ms. Deborah Curtis, Vice President of this fabulous organization.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson. And she could not have put it no better than what I would be saying at this time. So to help prevent any more delay, on behalf of the 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb Chapter Incorporated, we really want to acknowledge and thank our sponsors for this evening and for supporting our chapter and our organization and making this evening a successful event. So when I call your name or your representative, will you please come and accept our token of appreciation? Our bronze sponsor this evening is Gen Care Senior Medical Center.
Nothing but smooth sailing tonight. Anything that you want. Let me say this. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. And some sleepless nights. But when I turn around, yeah, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. What you won't do? I won't complain.
Our silver sponsors, Southside Medical Center.
Well, I can't sing like that, so I'm not going to even try tonight. But I would be remiss if I would not just personally say, on behalf of Southside Medical Center, thank you. Southside has been a sponsor for 5 years. And you know you made a great impact at a place of employment. We don't even work there anymore. And I just have to walk up to you and say, hey, I need money again. It's that time of year. And they give me a check. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of Southside Medical Center, and congratulations.
so much. We have been so inspired tonight. My sister came with me tonight. My husband was not able to make it. Tarja Johnson is also one of the 100 black women of this organization, but she also works for Pain Consultants at Piedmont. So I wanted to acknowledge her. We are Pain Consultants at Piedmont. We're located in Stockbridge on 1050 Eagles Landing Parkway. You are all welcome to stop by if anyone has any chronic pain, ailments. Feel free to give us a call. Like I said, we have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves tonight, and it has been a blessing to be a part of this organization tonight. Thank you.
Distant Tax and Notary, LLC. Will you please come forward?
So quick, babe, look into my eyes.
And our gold sponsor this evening is the Omega World Center. We, on behalf of the Omega World Center, we will make sure that they receive their award. Thank you.
And now the only woman in here who can go, relief, because the evening is almost over. I'm talking about the president of this wonderful organization. Please welcome back to the podium, Ms. Deloise Griswold.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson, again. Did you all have a good time? We haven't even begun. The party is going to start in a few minutes. We have Ms. Callan Hurst. We have the door-to-door fitness back there. Those girls can dance. So I just say to you all, don't leave. The party has not begun. But this is a very important part of the event where every year I give a presidential award. And all the members in my chapter are some extraordinary, excellent women. They just do a great job to support me, and it's just difficult. But I would tell you, we had a young lady. She thinks outside the box, very creative. She came in and rebirthed our Legacy Girls program. She just took it to another level. She wrote, directed, and produced the Black Lives Matter video for our Legacy Girls program. She also was instrumental in creating a Legacy Girls program over in Kenya. She has been just exceptional with those girls to just take them to higher heights. And our presidential award this evening goes to Kiana Lawson.
Okay, this caught me very much off guard. I thought I was done with the Southside sponsorship, but this is indeed an honor to get the presidential award. This was something unexpected, totally. When you talk about the Legacy Girls, that's almost talking like about another coalition within the coalition. When you're dealing with young girls and dealing with their moms, it was a lot. But you know, I had help. I had my co-chair, Ms. Nicole Lee. But give it up for Ms. Nicole Lee. Where is she? There she is in the back. But I will say that it was a great experience, you know, for those who missed it. We had a Black Lives Matter video, you know, and the girls really enjoyed that. And when we did our probate show this past spring, and they had their Letterman jackets on, or the Letterman sweaters, I mean, it was just a wonderful experience. And so I'm just overjoyed. I really don't know what to say, and usually I'm a talkative person, but it kind of caught me off guard. I like to be prepared. You know, I like surprises, but it's okay. And I want to just say thank you to the president, the committee, my coalition sisters. Thank you.
We are winding down. We're getting there. This next young lady, I met her back in 2015. Just an extraordinary woman. And you all heard her name a lot, Rhonda Williams. But Rhonda Williams is a phenomenal young woman. She would go out and help breast cancer survivors, spend her own money, taking people to the doctor, treatment, medicine, food, whatever, and just has the best personality. And I also had the opportunity to meet her mother, Miss Audrey. Just a beautiful young lady, and I just thought it was just so fitting tonight that we would do something for Thriving and Surviving, because this group, they're just a loving group of women. Most of the ladies at that table are from Thriving and Surviving. But what we did, took it a little step further. This year we said, we're gonna do a special fundraising for Thriving and Surviving. And so we did that to kick off breast cancer. Of course, because our proceeds tonight benefits Thriving and Surviving, American Cancer Society, and our Legacy Girls program. But this special presentation tonight is the special event we did for her 2 weeks ago. And Miss Rhonda Williams, where are you? Because this is for Thriving and Surviving.
When I wake up in the morning light and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you.
Good evening, everybody. It is such a blessing to be here. Wow. Thank you so much to the National Coalition of 100 Black Women DeKalb chapter. We all really appreciate you guys, you all. So I just wanted to say I am the founder and CEO of Thriving and Surviving Breast Cancer Support Group Incorporated. I am a 6-year survivor. A 6-year stage 3 survivor. And I tell you, 16 August 2011 was the day that I started walking in my passion, walking in the real thing that God intended for me to be doing. And I asked God, I said, if you bring me through this journey, I will help somebody else through this. So that's when Thriving and Surviving was birthed. And I tell you, when I went through my breast cancer journey, I lost all my friends. People deserted me. And I tell you, the new family, the new Pink Sisters that God has brought, it's about 538 of us now. So I just want to thank God. I just thank God that it took something bad, so I thought, to bring me into this new life, and I would not change it for a thing. So Thriving and Surviving is a support group that our mission is to make sure nobody goes through a breast cancer journey alone. Because I remember when I was diagnosed and I was in the military for 20 years, I owned my own salon, I had everything, I set goals for myself. I thought I had everything under control. But when this came into my life, I said, oh no, Lord, oh no, what is this? But it took for something negative to happen to wake me up and say, hey, that's not what you're really supposed to be doing. God has a special work for you. So Thriving and Surviving, anybody that would like to join our group, we're on Facebook. Just look us up, request to join, we'll approve you. And we just welcome you. If you have anybody that needs a helping hand, we don't give to research. We actually help people during their day-to-day lives with gas money, food, co-pays, the things that survivors and patients need on a daily basis. We're the group that are going to sit with you through your chemo treatments, drive you to the treatment, take you to get your nails done. I personally shaved at least 6 of the girls' heads myself, and then we had a makeup party afterwards, okay? So we don't have time for that. Psalms 118:17 says what? I shall live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. So again, thank you so much, and I love all of my Thriving and Surviving sisters. Can y'all please stand up, please?
Okay, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to be quick because I like to dance. So we're going to do Mr. Sexy Man. We're going to do Bruno Mars, right? Showstopper, you all know those? So ladies, stick around. But I just want to thank there are so many people tonight to thank. I don't want to forget anybody, but I first want to just thank Ms. Monica Pearson again. Thank you for coming out and sharing with us and celebrating with us and allowing us to celebrate you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Also, I'd like to thank our honorees and our sponsors for this evening. I'd like to thank our CEO, Mr. Michael Thurman, all of the Coalition of 100 Black Women Decatur-Dekalb chapter. I'd like to thank our chairperson, Ms. Gina Wright-Lee, our honoree chair, Ms. Marion Jackson, our first vice president, Ms. Deborah Curtis, to all of the officers, our CFO, Ms. Ira Turman, Ms. Deborah Dewberry for those wonderful resolutions, to our honorees. Coastal Drake Productions, these beautiful decorations, Ms. Rhonda Paris. And the honoree baskets, Ms. Marjorie Arnold, consultant for Mary Kay. Women of Vote jury, you see those ladies outside. DJ Greg over there, we're gonna let you play in a minute. To Deacon Otis Curtis, Christy White, our beautiful singer this evening. Thank you so much. Ms. Pat Coffey, our chair of advertisement. Nicole Lee, our public relations. Jennifer French Parker from Crossroads News. Callan Hurst, and you all will see her perform just shortly. Again, Rhonda Williams, Thriving and Surviving. The Hilton Hotel. Mr. William Thomas, thank you for always coming out. He's the great guy. He comes out. He's passionate about our event. We thank you so much. Mr. Ben Harris, we thank you so much. And hopefully I didn't leave anyone out, but I don't want to leave out my 100 black man, Mr. Louis Grizzle. Okay, so I think this will be closed out, but before I'm going to call Miss Gina Wright-Leo for her final remarks. This is, give it up to Miss Gina Wright-Leo, our chair for this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. I look forward to you supporting us again next year. I ask that you return home the same way you arrived, safely. And without further ado, I ask all the ladies from NCBW, Decatur-Dekalb, to take the floor as we do our traditional dance. But before you ball out that door, also, after we get off the floor, I ask that you join us in one dance because tonight is a celebration. Thank you.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, hey, hey. I got a kind of women. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your little body. So go and get to grabbing. So pop it for me. Pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for me. Drop it for me. We just in my head. Where you going? Hey, hey. Who yourself, that's baby. Got it if you want it. Got it if you want to sit. Got it if you want it. Take a walk if you want it. Jump in a Cadillac, girls, put some miles on. Anything you want, just to put a smile on. You deserve it, baby, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Silk sheets and diamonds, all white. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Talking trips to Puerto Rico. Say the word and we go. You can be my freaker. Girl, I'll be your freaker. I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. I promise that your smile ain't gonna never leave. Shopping sprees in Paris. Every day 24 carats. Take a look in that mirror. Now tell me who's the baddest. Is it you? Is it you? Is it me? Is it me? Say it's us. Say it's us. Breathe. Let's go. Jump in a Cadillac. Girls put some miles on. Just to put a smile on. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. I'm gonna give it to you. Decatur-Dekalb.